Good evening, YouTube world. Welcome to the Arm Wrestling Buzz episode 65. And we're back on my channel. We've been off for the last month. We've been over on Matt Hollywood Conley's, but we're back and running on over here. So I'd like to introduce everybody tonight. We got Matt Hollywood Conley in the house.
Boom.
We got
contract.
Hell yeah. We got Jason, the fine wine Merlo.
What's up, everybody?
And we got our man Robbie Russell. Welcome, guys. How you all doing? So I want to break off into this big event going on this weekend down in Orlando, Florida. We got East versus West 14, and boy, do they got a card set up. Lots and lots of matches. So I was really interested to get your guys' prediction and thoughts on some of these matches. I know there's been a lot of controversy over the last week, with a new addition to the card. They just put on the Chance Shaw versus Devin Lorette. And a lot of people were a little pissed off about it for whatever reason. I always like an extra match, but people are saying that it's not even a match, not even close. And, it was making some controversy. So we got to start off with that one for sure. And I want to get your guys' thoughts on what do you think is going to go down between Chance and Devin Lorette. Let's start off with you, Hollywood.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that match announced. It's, to me, it's an obvious squash match. I mean, as I was saying before, like what lane does Chance have to dominate the number two in the world? I mean, Devin's just better everywhere. That, endurance in side pressure and tactics and setup. It's more of like I think a fun match than anything. It's like, hey, we're both going to be in Turkey or both going to be in the same place at the same time. Why don't we just have a match together? That'll be fun. It's like, yeah, sure, let's put that together and everyone can see that and see Devin pull in front of everybody in North America. And I think that's more of the angle that they've gone with this, as opposed to this is going to be a competitive match.
Yeah, I agree with that. Jason, what's your thoughts on this match?
I agree. I think it's more just built for the drama that was kind of built up between the two of them. So sort of like a fun match to put on for the sake of that. And we know Devin brings in views, so having Devin on the card is going to bring a lot of people in, whether they're arm wrestling fans or not. It's going to bring a lot of people in. So I think it's smart for East versus West to put it through. I think Devin also in practice pulls makes people feel like they have a lot more of a chance with him than they actually do. So I think it's like the perfect setup for Devin. I mean, it would be great to see Chance win, but I think he's limited with options that he could try and do against Devin. I think he's very limited.
Let me ask you, Jason. I know that Devin is he's way down in weight. Does anybody know what weight he's at?
Around
I think
240.
Yeah,
Around 240.
that's what I heard. Yeah.
Do you think that makes it more of a match? Do you think that, there's a possibility that Chance can, make a big upset? I believe Chance got, 20, 30 pounds on him, so could that change anything?
I don't think so. I don't think Devin lost enough weight to really have lost his ability to not function with his hand or without his hand even. I think he's still have his very sticky spots that he's going to use to exploit Chance, and then I think Chance's hand is going to blow up, and then he's going to be very limited with options.
Robbie, what's your thoughts on this match? Do you think it's going to be a close one?
Me personally, I don't think there's really any area where Chance can legitimately threaten Devin. I mean, Chance is a top roller. To me, if he gets anything, I would look at it as probably a gift. I'm not saying that Chance couldn't make him work a little bit, but if Devin takes this seriously and actually wanted to prove a point, as he says, I don't know an area where Chance even has the capability of being better. Like, if Devin wants to top roll you, he's going to do that. If he wants to beat you in the hook, he's going to do that. If he wants to stonewall you in the center table, he's going to do that. There's not really a lane where Chance
has a chance.
Is a better puller. Yeah, there's a chance.
Gotcha. Yeah. So my thoughts on it, man, is I think Chance, it's a win-win opportunity. He gets to go against the number 2 in the world, and hey, if he gets that big upset and he gets that win, he's a superhero. If he loses, everybody's going to say, yeah, we expected that. So, I understand Chance wanting the match. He's also, promoting the event. He wants to get more eyes on it. Best way to get more eyes, get Devin on it. Everybody's going to be tuning in for that. So from a business sense, I get it, but I was a little surprised at the reaction of the community. They are like ruthless, man. They are just everywhere you see. Everybody's like pissed. Everybody's saying they're not buying it over that, which we all know they're going to buy it anyways. There's so many good matches on that. And, but everybody's definitely voicing their opinion. And, I think Engen made a post. He was a little angry about that. And, he probably shouldn't have said the words he did, being a promoter and all, and calling everybody dumbasses. But Engen's got that temper. It is what it is. But everybody in the chat, what's your guys' thoughts on this? Do you think it's a good match? Are you guys going to be buying the pay-per-view? And I want to say what's up to everybody out there. We got Tall Paul in the house. Oh wow, we got Travis in the house. What's up, Travis? How you doing, brother? Oh, he's talking about August 31st. He's got a big event going down in West Virginia. So definitely check that out. I think him and Artem got something going on over there. Yeah, if you want to come on anytime, man, in the next couple of weeks, just let me know. We'll get you on, Travis. And shout out to Tyson Bagent, man. We got to see him in action last week. They didn't get much play time, but that just kind of showed us that he's locked in with that second spot. So congratulations to him and Tyson for that. Also, shout out to Lucky. How you doing, Lucky? We got Captain Obvious in the house. We got RHCP. How you doing? And we got N Will. What's up, everybody? So
Knuckles Up guys are in as well.
Hell yeah. So the first match on the card, man, we got Coach Ray is going to be going against Ryan Bellinger. So what's your thoughts on that match? Matt, let's start off with you, brother.
Yeah, Coach Ray. I mean, he's been doing good things. I love the fact that we get to see Ray as much as we do. He's a good guy. He has a lot of knowledge with arm wrestling. He runs a fantastic channel. He explains a lot about technique. Him and Giannis both are very, very adept at all their setups, all their knowledge about positioning, and they explain it very well to an audience that in a way that you can understand, even if you're not a top level arm wrestler. They're breaking things down so you understand when you're watching a match why somebody is winning or what you can do if you're an arm wrestler yourself in certain positions. I think they do a tremendous job at that. And so when you get the opportunity to see one of these guys on an elite card, Coach Ray in this matchup, it's always a pleasure and a privilege because you get to see all of those elements that he was talking about with technique come into play. And the guy is a technical wizard. This match here, I know Ray has been doing good things lately. I think I like him a lot in this match. He's going to be my pick for this one.
Yeah. What about you, Jason? Have you ever pulled Coach Ray? Have you ever got to grip up with him at all?
I've never got to grip up with Ray. Nope.
Okay.
No.
What's your thoughts on this match? Who do you think's the favorite in it?
I think Ray is a slight favorite, and I put him just at a very slight favorite. So I actually think it's a really good opening match for the card. So I actually like this one a lot. But I put Ray as the slight favorite on this, and if I had to bet on it, that's what I would bet.
Okay, Robbie, same question for you, bro. Have you ever got to grip up with Coach Ray?
I have not. I've never met Coach Ray, never pulled him, nothing. I do, however, have experience with Ryan. So I'm going to go against both of y'all, and I'm going to say it's probably 55-45 Ryan. I know where he's good at. I know where I would attack him at. Coach Ray's probably going to fall down 2-0 fairly quick on him before he realizes that he needs to go a different direction.
Wow.
Ryan trains with arguably one of the best teams in the country. They do it all.
Where does Ryan train? I'm not really sure what team he's part of. Can you
Carolina Chaos. He trains with Adam Warzinski, Chad Silvers, Hunter Knopfs.
Killers, straight killers right
Yes.
there, man. And how does he rank around them, man? Is he one of the top dudes on the team? I'm assuming if he's on East versus West.
Well, according to Arm Fighter, he's higher ranked than Adam. So
Wow. Okay.
whatever that means.
What's the weight cap on this match? Do we have a weight cap?
I don't know. Ryan's a 220.
I don't know.
If I had to guess, they're probably going to meet at 209.
Okay. Yeah,
it's
I'm
a
not really
middleweight match.
middleweight. Do we know what weight that is, Matt?
Jeez. I'll find out. Hang on.
All right. Yeah, I don't know too much about Ryan. I do know, just like you all said, about Coach Ray, and he always surprises me, man. He's got this look where you don't think he's that guy, you know what I mean? And then he gets on the table, and it's usually that first round he lets them win, and you're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden he makes his adjustments, and then oh man, and it's kind of crazy. He really is a technical ninja on the table, and love to watch him and putting on his show for real. But hearing that Ryan rolls with that team, that's a serious team, man. So I'm assuming he's coming trained up, peaked, and ready to go. So definitely an interesting match there for sure. Now I also see another match that caught my interest was John Breida, man. He's got a big match, and I know I'm going to butcher up this name, but I'm famous for that, so we'll give it a shot against Anarick. So don't know too much about him. But I know Breida, he's an absolute beast, man. Love watching him pull. A lot of people sleep on him. They don't know much about him, but, I got to see him in action, and dude's a straight killer, man. So want to get your guys' predictions on that. Matt, what are you thinking on this, man?
Which one was it? Sorry, I was just looking up the middleweight. Middleweight weight is 185.
185.
Wow.
There's no way Ryan cuts that. There's no way. He didn't want to come to 98 to pull me.
Maybe that's why,
maybe.
man. He just didn't want to come down to pull you, brother.
Yeah,
I was
right.
thinking that when you guys said that, because I know Coach Ray, man. I don't see him ever getting up to 209. So
Right.
yeah. So that was this is going to be interesting. But the one thing that we got going for us over here is that he's gonna a car drive away, and he's not gonna have to go
If
for
that
that
match
long
is at
plane
85,
run.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely going Coach Ray.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. I wonder when weigh-ins do they weigh in the night before? Is it the same day? I think it's like right
Day
after the
before.
press conference. Yeah, right after the press conference. So he might be able to get back up to 198 and all overnight. So I'm sure he's got that plan. But I know it is definitely in his benefit that it is close. It's in Florida, because I know taking that trip over to Turkey and have to doing a weight cut, that's like a double whammy. So if you're gonna do the weight cut, I'd like to do it over here in the States and all. So wish him luck, man. Definitely want to see the West win this, especially that they're coming to us. We can't go and lose this one, guys. We got to show that, it was the travel and the jet lag that was making us lose over there. So Matt, what's your thoughts on this Jonathan Breida versus Anarick match?
I'll be honest, this one I'm not really that familiar with either of these guys. Yeah, I'm gonna have to skip it. Sorry, mate. I don't really know a lot about either of them.
Yeah, and I can't blame you on that, man. Jonathan Breida, he doesn't really get out there that much, but us guys in the States, we all know him, man. He's a straight killer, especially with that left arm. Can you let me know? Is it a left hand match?
So it's right arm heavyweight super match.
Oh, it's a right arm. Okay, yeah, because I know Breida's got the dominant left arm. His right arm is it's nothing to it's solid also. So anybody got experience with pulling him out of you guys? No, huh?
Never pulled either one.
So, Jason, what's your thoughts on this match, man? And do you know anything about Anarick?
Look, I think it's a good opportunity for Breida. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna be able to stop his opponent here. So I got to go with Pradines on this.
Okay, where is he from, Pradines?
I forget.
Okay, well, Matt, can you check that for us, brother?
Yeah. No worries.
Robbie, what's your thoughts on this match, brother?
I got to say, this is the match that I probably know the least about. For one, I thought that Breida was pulling left hand, and if it's not, I hate to do it to you, but Breida, I'm going against you by a lot.
Yeah. When I see the name John Breida, I think left arm right away, So Yeah, he's a big time with the left hand. So the next match we got is a ladies match, and this one's gonna be a good one, man. We got Miss Top Roll going against Elizabeth Ray Mosick from Texas. So what is your guys' thoughts on this one? I know Liz is pretty new in the sport. You know, I think she's only about 3 years in, but I mean, she is making waves, and I don't think she ever leaves the gym. I think she lives there. You know, she is just solid, and I see the pictures going out. I know she had to do a weight cut, but I mean, she is looking jacked and ready to go. But I also know Miss Top Roll, man. Miss Top Roll is experience right there. She's been pulling a lifetime. She is an absolute table ninja. Love watching her in action. Love to see her on the big stage. This is going to be great. So, Matt, predictions on this one?
Yeah, it's always one of those things when you go up against these Eastern Europeans that they've just been doing it for so long, and they've got so much experience on that table, and especially in that format and that sort of setup. And Alexandra, as you said, top roll master. I think it's going to be a big ask of Elizabeth to take the win here. But you know, this is the biggest opportunity that she can get, and it's on a big card. It's in North America. You know, this is East versus West. You're going against somebody who's very, very experienced. And if you can pull off the win, I mean, that really elevates your stock enormously. So it's a huge opportunity. I'm sure she's putting in all of her time and effort to giving herself the best chance at finding a victory. I just think it's going to be, it may be beyond her abilities at this point, because she's still gaining her feet in the sport.
Yeah, it's experience versus strength is the way I see it on this one. So let's see who prevails on that. So Jason, your thoughts on this, man? Who do you think is going to walk home with the W?
So I was super impressed seeing Liz. So she pulled that knuckles up one, I believe, and then learning a little bit about her since then, and just seeing the strength category with her. You know, I think if Mrs. Top Roll doesn't get her top roll in, it's going to be a hard day for her. Because it looks like Liz is a powerhouse. So I actually think there's a slight edge to Liz on this.
Wow. Robbie, do you agree with that? Do you think strength is going to beat experience that day?
When you get into any type of strength sport, strength is always going to play a factor into that. Obviously, Liz has gotten where she's at. I mean, powered her way through the best we have right now. Having said that, they both have a common opponent in Merlene. It's hard to want to go against a proven style that you know will work, but at the same time, Liz does have a top roll. Liz obviously has a strong hand, and she's number one right now. If I had to choose, I'm going to choose the person that's spent time on the table, that knows the ins and outs, and has somebody in her corner that knows everything there is to know about the sport. I'm probably going to go with Alexandra, probably 55-45, if I had to guess. I think it'll be really close. I do. I just think that her experience is going to play a bigger part than Liz knows. Now, I could be totally wrong, and this match could very easily go 3-0.
Okay. I got to ask you this, Robbie, because I didn't know that Merlene pulled Alexandra. What was the outcome with that?
That's the last two women to beat her.
Ah, okay. Yeah, no, I know I was there for the one at Knuckles Up, and Liz pulled off the win, which, you know, it was back and forth. I believe Merlene won the first round or two, and then Liz turned it around and came back and got the win. And I was really shocked, you know, because I know Merlene she's an absolute killer. She's got a lot of experience. And, you know, I was kind of going with her on that one, but, you know, Liz really showed up that day and showed that she's got heart, you know, and she's going all in. And I'm a little confused with this one. I don't know which way this can go, because the way I look at it is Liz has got the bigger frame, and, you know, I know she's cutting down and all. And I felt Liz's hand. That is scary. You know, she ain't playing with that. But, you know, I've also seen Alexandra in action. I got to train with her out here. She came out to my house. I seen her pulling with Nancy Locke, you know, and I know she's a table ninja, and, you know, she could figure things out and figure out people. And just like you said, you know, she's got Mr. Top Roll in the corner giving advice. And, That's world level right there. So it's one I'm up in the air. I'm going to say 50-50. I'm not going to pick either one on this one. This one, that's next match that I'm going to be bringing up. This one, man, this is one of my most exciting match that I'm looking forward to.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, I'm going with Hunter Knopf versus Doug Ehrlich, man. And boy, is the drama really between these two, man. These two guys really don't like each other. There's been a lot of back and forth going on. And, the way I look at it, man, is like I hear, so many people that are with Doug and, they're willing to put up their money because I've seen under the post people have been 500. And, then I also know Hunter, man, and he shocked the world when everybody knew he was going to win that 154. But when he went in winning that 176, that was shocking, man. He just put on a show that day. And I was just like, wow, I didn't expect that. And I went over to an event over in Texas. I think it was the AWU event. And everybody there was going with the Texas boy. He was like the local star, and nobody really knew Hunter, and they were all talking at like he don't got a shot. This guy's gonna go right through him. And I knew better, man. I've seen Hunter in action, so I was over on the sidelines placing bets all on Hunter. I walked away with a pocket full of money that day on my man Hunter. That dude is lightning, bro. That hit is just nasty. But my question for you guys is that speed going to be enough? Because I know Doug is, tremendously strong. He's got a crazy team that he trains with. He's over there with the Bishop boys, and, they're no joke. And he's got Dalton Duncan over there, and, they're all pretty confident with Doug, So first off, Matt, do you know these guys over there? Did you get to see any of this drama going on in Facebook at all?
Well, this is the fun part about what these guys are doing and making this match exciting to watch, is that they're having this conflict, they're having this back and forth and this bad blood, and that regardless is the skill level. Like if people are talking trash to each other and then they're going to have an arm wrestle, it's like, I want to see it. I don't care whether either of you have ever arm wrestled before. Like if you're talking bad trash and it's like it's coming down to this moment, you actually get to settle it. It's like, that's the fun part for me. So when you get two guys who are really skilled, like Hunter and Doug, yeah, that's where it's even better, because it's like not only do you get the fun drama aspect of it, but you've got an actual really high skill level match as well. And yeah, Hunter Knopf, I think this guy has the charisma and the ability. He could literally be one of the superstars in the sport. I think he has the ability to do it. He has the technique and the skill on the table, but he has the personality and the brashness and the aggressiveness and just that whole package of attraction that can make a superstar. And I think that if he wants to continue on that track, I mean, victories is what he needs to put behind him, and he really needs to get a good win here over Doug. But especially if you talk mad trash and then you go out there on the table, it's like you better back it up. But that's the whole point of this. So, but if he does, I mean, that's another huge step forwards in his career. I like Hunter in this one.
Yeah, that's the Carolina killer, man. I gotta say, man, I don't think he's been talking much shit. I think it was more Doug coming at him. That's the way I seen it. And the thing that is gonna make this match interesting for me is we don't see Doug competing that much, but I think Doug is a lot bigger of a guy than Hunter, so that could play a big role in this. Jason, what's your thoughts on this, man?
Yeah, does anybody know what the catch weight is?
170.
170.
Wow,
Yeah.
they're going all the way down to
Man.
one. Damn, that's hard for Doug, man. I thought he was
So,
like a
yeah,
198
so-
guy.
Yeah, even though Doug is the bigger guy, for him to cut down that much, I think is going to take way too much out of him. And yeah, I think it's the same way. I think Doug was the aggressor in this match online, talking a lot of smack on Hunter, from what I remember. Yeah, I think for that weight cut, I think Hunter probably has this all day.
Wow. Robbie, what's your thoughts on this one?
So I went to a big practice down there with Justin Bishop, Craig Tullier, Doug, Artem. I didn't get to pull with Doug a lot, but I was there, during everything going on and what we was talking about. And I'm not going to give anything away, but there are lanes that Hunter is going to want to attack, so to speak. We all know that's what's going to happen. If Doug can withstand some of that stuff, I think Doug has a legitimate shot of doing it. But on the flip side, being, neutral and unbiased, everybody has injuries that they got to deal with and stuff, right? And the fact that I know about some of these things, I'm just wondering if the way Hunter pulls and hits, if he doesn't aggravate some of those things and make this fairly easy, so to speak. Hunter is strong. I've got to feel it a little bit by myself. Doug has world level experience. He knows what he's doing. He don't require a whole lot of coaching. But as Jason said, I mean that's a heck of a cut on somebody. Even though Doug's probably walking around at 185, Doug's a little bit bigger framed of a guy.
Yeah. And Doug's used to doing these types of cuts, but that
Yes,
is just
Doug's
that
lean.
seems like a lot. It just
He's
seems like a
ripped
lot.
right now. Like I'm assuming that's just him naturally like wanting to stay lean, but he's ripped right now.
There's not much left to cut then, man. It's gonna I think it's gonna tear him up.
I would lean with a guy that can walk in and not really have to worry about a whole lot.
Yeah.
Hunter was like 180, 182 at a Challenger Series. Probably walks around 175, 180. It's not going to be that big of a deal for him. He's got room to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I seen him in Texas, bro. He came walking in, and I couldn't believe, because I remember him 2 years before I was at the Olympia, and that's when he first came on my radar. He kind of just went through everybody. The only one to stop him that day was Alan Fisher, and that's when Hunter Knobs came on my radar, and he was 154 that day. Then I seen him a couple years later over in Texas, and when he walked in, my mouth just dropped, bro. I was like, "What the fuck? What are you taking right now, my man?" I thought he was like 200 pounds and all, and he was like, "Nah, I'm only like 170." I'm just like, "Hold, that is a big ass 170." The dude is like jacked, man. Looking,
he's bigger than you think. He's got a big
Yeah.
frame on him. There's not much of a size difference between the two. Like I was bigger than. To me, Doug told me that I'm bigger than he thought I was. And just seeing him in person and knowing how big Hunter is, there's not. Doug might be an inch or two taller than him. That's about it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The way I see it is, Doug have to making that cut down to 170. I think that's going to be a lot on him, and to keep that strength up that he's going to need to stop that hit, because that hit is just so violent and so fast, So I think I'm going to have to go with Hunter. Now, with that being said, though, if Doug does get to stop in one of these rounds, that's all out the door then, because then I'm going to go with Doug with the strength advantage. You guys agree with that statement right there?
You don't see Hunter getting in the straps a whole lot. In that particular situation, I would favor Doug just because I think his hand's probably a little bit bigger. His experience is going to be higher. But Doug's fast too. Don't make no mistake. Doug is not a slow puller by any means. But what I worry about is if that match stops, can Hunter keep his elbow off the back of the pad? I watch everybody pull. Everybody has bad tendencies, and that's the worst thing that Hunter has.
Wow.
If he can keep off the back of that pad and not foul out.
Now, we got to see that 176 round robin, and I guess that's where the whole controversy kind of started. I think Doug, didn't like, I guess, that Hunter won, and I don't know if Hunter was really talking shit that he won or whatever. It rubbed Doug the wrong way, and I think he wanted that match because of that. Do we think that if Doug went into that 176 round robin, he would have came out the winner?
You're asking a person who was there watching it all. Probably.
Here's another question.
I don't know, though, because at some point, our bodies, we might be really good for 3 or 4 matches. A round robin, Jason will tell you, a round robin's a total different beast. Like, if you get in 2 or 3 wars, you're done. Like,
yeah, you two right there, man. I remember your guys' round robin. That shit was fire. Oh my god, that was a good one with you guys.
Me and Jason was able to really, for the most part, avoid those wars where a lot of guys are wanting to get in here and make statements and all that stuff. We're trying to handle business. That's it.
Yes.
Now,
You know?
does Doug's style, is that made for a round robin? Because you were saying he was fast. I haven't really got to see much of Doug. I've seen him in a
I don't
couple of
think
the
so.
East versus West. That's why I'm saying it. That's why Hunter's style is just like made for that round robin. You know, get done real quick, no wars, just real quick flashing everybody. Kind of reminds me of like Travis when he's pulling, man, with that crazy hit. He just gets the job done real quick. You know, but now
There's also something though. There's a certain level of efficiency with being able to have a strong hook that has speed, and like that level of efficiency is just I feel like it's unmatched, and like that's really one of the most dominant things that you can do. And yeah, like I feel like Hunter is definitely built for a round robin. Like he's the guy that you kind of want to bet on. I would bet on, as opposed to somebody that's more of a top roller, to be honest with you.
But what about now with a super match? You know, that you know could change everything up. You know, so what is like? Who do you think's gonna win that match, man? Like, what would you put your money on if somebody went to put up $500 against you? Who would you put your money on that match?
I said my prediction. I think it's honestly Hunter. I think this weight cut is too much.
Robbie, you got $500 up, man. Who you putting it on? Yeah, he's having props over there right now. He's stressing out over this one. He doesn't know where to go, but he's also just hung out with Doug, so I'm sure you're feeling a little, obligated to be.
I think your face says the story.
I'm gonna ride the hot hand. I'm gonna go Hunter. If I have to bet money, I'm gonna go Hunter.
You're never invited back to his practice, bro. I'm kidding.
I'm not invited to Hunters either, so
I got you. Matt, you got to put $500 on somebody, man. Are you still going with Hunter?
Yeah,
Are
absolutely.
you that confident? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I love the fact that he can. It's almost that glass cannon approach with that lightning fast start, you know, and you're either going to win or you're going to lose because of it's either going to get you through or you're going to get stopped and you're going to get pinned. So I think the whole game comes down to that. And we've got a guy here in Australia that's very similar to that. His name's Josh Barker, and he's a presser as well, and just lightning fast off the start. But the rest of his game is quite significantly below that press. And he's talked to me a few times about that he wants to be. He would love to get into a war and have one of those back and forth crazy matches and get the win that way, and to him that would feel a lot more satisfying than just blasting through people and winning in half a second. Because he says that's how I win all my matches, is it's just up there, go bang, I've won. And he goes, but that feeling of getting in a back and forth where you've got to switch between techniques and somebody's about to pin you and you manage to hold on and and then you're about to get them and then they bring it back and forth, and he never experiences that because of his style. So he's risen to that level where it's like he's at the elite level and he's beating like super heavyweights because he's so bloody quick. But if he doesn't use the press, then his game just sort of goes away. And so that aspect of what he does, I can sort of see the challenge or the difficulty of laying everything in one technique and it's working, but then you haven't got the other aspects of the fun part of arm wrestling, and he sort of feels like maybe he's missing out on that, or he wouldn't be able to raise his profile as much because that's what he's known for, is just that one thing. And if it doesn't work, then it's game over. So it is an interesting aspect of the sport.
Yeah, the thing that I also take from it is everybody on Hunter's team, and they say it don't matter with weight. He's like, this kid is doing this to everybody, man. He's doing it to the heavyweights. He's being super heavyweights and overalls and shit. So he's got it, man. He's got the speed and the power, and I heard his hand is pretty ridiculous as well. So definitely an interesting match. I'll definitely be tuning in for that one. Can't wait. And I see you got reported back. Perdines is from France. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, how is the French in arm wrestling? I don't know too many French arm wrestlers.
There's a few, but as far as world elite guys, there's not too many.
Is he considered top dog in France over there?
I'd say he's one of the top guys for sure. But anyone who gets on a card for East versus West, they know what they're doing. So, but yeah, in terms of that area of the world, it doesn't seem like it's as popular as some of the Eastern Europeans but they still have some decent pullers there, and he's definitely one of them.
Yeah. Also, I was wondering who's making these matches. Is Engen the guy that's still making? Is he the matchmaker, even though it's over in the States, or is Chance and them making
I'd
the
say
matches?
it's a combination. I think Chance is probably putting it together and then just getting Engen's approval.
Okay. All right. Shout out to Jake Hoban in the house and AB71 channel. What's up, brother? How you doing, my man? Yeah, I'm back in Cali. You can see I'm over in the studio. So I'll be hitting up the team soon. We're gonna start getting practices going again. So don't worry, man. We're back and we'll be pulling very soon. Now, oh yeah, guys, if you're in the chat, man, I'm also on a new StreamYard. You know, I've been using Zoom, all this, making a change so that we could be on Facebook as well and get on the other platforms. So bear with me. I'm still trying to learn all the basics here, and I just actually figured out not too long ago how to work the chat and all. But yeah, if you guys can, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Helps me get in the algorithm. Got to get things flowing again. I haven't been on this channel in at least a month or so. So let's move on to the next match, man. And here's another one that is just really, really exciting for me. This is a left-hand match, and this my boy Travis Bagent is back. He's going against literally like a mountain. Oh, he's a gorilla. Corey West, man. I can't wait for this one. This one is going to be a good one, guys. So, Matt, predictions on this, man.
Oh, this is
Mind you, Travis is in the chat too, bro.
Yeah, I hope he's still in there, but I hope he stuck around long enough for us to talk about it. But no, this is a fun match. It's hard for me to choose a winner because it feels like it's down to what level is Travis at, and he's had some recent comeback matches. He looked very dominant in his left-hand matches. He had a right-hand match which didn't go his way, to put it politely, but yes, left hand is obviously Travis's domain, but he's going against the 200 kilo, 440 something pound version of Corey West, who is an absolute monster. But the thing that I see in this match that Travis could use to his favor is last time I remember seeing Corey on an East versus West card. The first round went for so long. It was like 18 minutes because they had so many restarts, and then they slipped, and then they got strapped, and then somebody fouled, and then there was another foul. And it went for so long. Corey was exhausted, and they hadn't even actually got a score on the board yet. He was dripping with sweat. He was wrecked, and it was still 0-0. And it was like you saw him very quickly fall off the cliff of endurance and strength after that happened. So with Travis's ability to muck around in that setup and drag things out and walk away from the table and go get some more chalk and come back and start goofing around a bit and then walk away again and go and get a drink, and it's like I think that factor may play into dragging out that strength that Corey has, because every time he's going to grip up, he's going to use some energy, he's going to use a little bit more energy, and then Travis is going to just walk away and then come back again, and yeah, he's going to use all those little dirty tactics. But as far as strength on strength, I mean, it's tough. I mean, like we were saying before, Travis has that explosive hit, but again, it's like if he doesn't get through with it, it's almost like he just kind of gives up. It's like, I didn't get my pin. Okay, then I'll try next time. So I think it's going to be about what Travis does in this match and how well Corey can respond to it. It's bloody hard to pick a winner for this. I'm leaning towards Travis just based on his dominance in left hand over the years. But yeah, I could see Corey getting it. It just depends on how much mess around Travis is going to waste Corey's energy with.
Jason, what's your thoughts on this match? If you had to bet the house on it, who you betting on?
Yeah, this one's I wouldn't bet the house on this one. That's for sure. I wouldn't be betting the house on this one. It is definitely a difficult match. Obviously, Travis being the elite top roller that he is, and Corey is a top roller, and he has a lot more weight behind him. I think Corey might still be a little susceptible to a Travis style hit. So yeah, I honestly, even though we haven't seen Travis with his left, I got to say, just the style against Corey might be difficult for Corey to stop. So I'd give a slight edge to Travis, and I'd probably bet on Travis. And I kind of hate to do that because I don't want that to be a smack in the face to Corey, because it's not. I just think this specific style against Corey might be difficult for him to stop, because if Travis does take that hand once, I don't think Corey is really going to be able to try and get inside in a hook against Travis. So yeah, I gotta give Travis the slight edge, and I would probably bet on Travis, unfortunately, on this.
Yeah, we did get to see Travis.
I would love to see
recently.
Corey win.
Yeah, we did get to see Travis recently get that win left hand against Derek Smith, but Derek's really not known for the left hand. And I gotta call Travis out on this one, man, because I asked him, I said, "Yo, so what else did you get to pull Derek on the after pull?" And he's like, "Yeah, bro, I smashed him. He needed both hands, and I was going right through him." So I went and reported on the Arm Wrestling Buzz, and that what Travis did with his right. Well, next thing I know, Derek's hitting me up. He's like, "Yo, bro, I never pulled him right, man. What are you talking about?" I was like, "Bro, Travis told me that you guys were pulling it." He goes, "No, that never happened at all, my man." So, typical Travis and his games and all. But Robbie, what's your whole thoughts on this, man? Is Travis really back, bro? Is this for real this time? Because we know in the past he said he's back, and he wasn't. So what do you think?
Travis is the master of mind games. I mean, when it comes to trash talk on the table, like just being able to make you feel this big or like you have no shot, him and Devin are in a league of their own. Travis, though, I mean, the dude's been the best in the world with his left. When he tells you and you see it for yourself that he's at a very high level, it's really hard to want to bet against that. Like Jason said, I do think there is a lane there that Corey is susceptible to. Not to mention his endurance playing a factor. Travis could very easily drag this thing out and make it about endurance, but that also could play to a negative benefit to Travis as well. Like there's only so much playing around you can do before you fall off too, because you got to remember you ain't done this, at a high level in years. Corey has been training. Regardless if he's had somebody your level to train with left, I want to say Travis pulls it off, but man, it could easily get up 2-0 and then Corey just run through him after that. It's really hard to say on this match. But
yeah, we know
how
with
you bet against
Travis,
somebody that's literally been the number one guy in the world, left hand.
Yeah,
he knows what it takes to get there.
Now the thing is with Travis, we know that he loves to go to the strap. That's his whole game, man. He don't hold on at all. He lets them hold on to him. Now, is that going to help him out going against Corey? Because I would be a little nervous strapping up and have to get tied in with Corey West, 440 pounds. And I just want to say to you guys, Chance and all them, make sure you get a commercial size scale, because I threw the Todzilla versus Corey West match, and Corey jumped on and he broke my scale. So you guys better be prepared for that, man. I think they stopped working around 400 and all, but he literally, it was done after that one. So, but Robbie, what do you think, man? Is it smart to get strapped to Corey West?
I've never pulled Corey, but obviously when you get somebody that has a really strong hand like that, like regardless, I mean, Jason will tell you the same thing. You get somebody that is so elite as a top roller, and then you just get tied to somebody that just has that type of cupping power and can just contain you. What do you do with that? Like if you get a loose strap setup, I mean, obviously that's going to benefit a top roller, but for somebody, if their containment is that much stronger than somebody that wants to go outside, if they can't get there, I'll at that point it's arm to arm. I'm gonna pick Corey's arm.
So I'm gonna say this, guys. I'm not so positive yet. Travis is my boy and everything, but I'm still not totally won over that he's all in. I mean, I think this is going to be the match that's going to tell the truth, though. You know what I mean? If he is, and he's the old Travis, it should be a walk in the park. Because he's been saying this, whenever he wants his comeback, his first name that he's throwing out there is Corey West. So this is the match that he wants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He feels very confident. I remember about 3 years ago, we were over in Waxahachie, Texas. Me and Travis were throwing an event over there, and I remember they all gripped up. I think it's all out on video, and Travis and Corey gripped up. But mind you, Corey was, peaked out then. He was like the top guy. I think he went against Robbie Burnett that day, and he won, and I think he was number 1 in Texas. But Travis was not trained up at all. It was, small Travis, hasn't been on the table in a very long time. And, Corey stopped him, pretty easily that day. I know it's not the same thing, when Travis is in competition, obviously that hit is, that's his move and all, and you're not really going to be doing that in, kind of like that day and all. But, I just remember that. And Corey just, it looked pretty easy for him that day. Now, I don't know, man. I don't see it in Travis anymore. I don't see him taking it like he used to. I think he's got too much on his plate, and all great things. He's got his son is an NFL quarterback, and I think all of his focus and mind has been with that. And, he's also got his other son, Ezra, that he's also trying to follow the same path as Tyson. And he's got his daughters. He's training them up in volleyball. So I'm a little skeptical, man, because I know Travis is not that gym guy. He don't like, he's always in there training everybody else. But, when it comes to actually putting in the work, I don't know, man, if he's got that fire yet. And I know how Corey is. So I don't know. I'm sorry, Travis. I love you, brother. I know you're going to be talking shit, but you know what? You talk shit about me versus Nanya, and you went with Nanya. So I'm going to go with Corey West on this one. I really think so. I do hope to see him prove me wrong, and that the beast is really back, because I believe that is just an amazing asset for arm wrestling. Just like Robbie said earlier, him and Devin are just on a whole nother level, with the shit talking, with just getting eyes on the sport. He's just got so much charisma and all. So I honestly really, really, really would love to see the beast back and just come in and dominate, because now we know, man, he's going for that run in the overall in the world and all. And that would be an amazing thing, but I'm just still very skeptical. But hey, this weekend is going to tell us a lot. So looking forward to this match for sure. And say that again.
If Travis does get the win here, where do you see him going from that? Like where would he, if he's going for that number 1 spot on left, who would you give him next?
I think he's going around North America first. I think he's focused on that, so I'm going to have to go with, he's probably going to go after Cody Merritt. I think maybe there could be a Ryan Espy, maybe left-hand match in there. Now, I know that I don't remember all the matches before. I know Corey went against Cody Merritt. Who won on that? Was it Corey West that got the win on that?
I don't think. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure not many people's beat Cody.
Yeah, but the only thing, bro, is I think it was when Cody was going through that problems with the surgery. He just had a surgery. Yeah, and I think there was some issues with his wrist. I mean, don't quote me on this, guys, but I believe it was something like that. So we didn't see 100% Cody Merritt, and I believe Corey West did get the win. But I know in Travis's eyes, he always looked at Cody as being the top dog when he wasn't around with that left hand. And I know there's been banter back and forth between them. And, I believe it was a year ago, Travis was calling him out on my channel and talking all this shit. And I think they even had like a tournament that was set, and then it fizzled out and actually never happened and all. But my guess, Matt, would be if he does get that win against Corey West, we could see him against Cody Merritt next. And then, if he does get that win, then I think he's going to be going against the East, then he's going to have to, oh, wait, hold on. Let me slow down. No. Travis is a money man. Travis is going after the money. He's very straight up with that. So if he does get that win with Corey West, it could be Cody Merritt if he wants the title for the number 1 North America. But if he wants that money match, Devin Lorette left hand. I see that happen, and I see big money dollar signs waved in front of Travis's eyes, and I believe Travis would jump on that. So he gets the win against Corey West. Let's say Devin's next. Who gets that win left hand? Matt, talk to me.
I'd love to see it. Yeah, that would be amazing. Obviously, he's got to get through Corey West first, which is no small task. And that's a 50-50 for me. I mean, it's bloody hard to pick a winner in that. But if Travis does get the win, yeah, anytime you put Travis and Devin on a card, it's going to get eyeballs. And especially if they're going against each other. I mean, the trash talk would be epic. It'd be worth the price of admission alone just to see the build up, the hype leading up to the event, the press conference. I mean, that's the two biggest trash talkers in the game right there going against each other, let alone what's going to happen on the table. I mean, I'd be surprised if it wasn't a 15-minute goof around, before they even got a start.
Bro, that match could go on for hours, bro. And could you imagine with that? And that's the only person that I would put up against the team of the Lorettes, man. With Devin, and then you got Jody in the corner. I think, Travis is the guy. I think, Jody's gonna get kicked out because Travis is gonna be talking shit. He's gonna be poking at her during the whole thing, and she's gonna end up flipping out. I know she does not like Travis at all. There's a lot of drama between them in the past, so that match would be amazing to watch. And I hope they announce that like 2 months before, so we could get like a real buildup, like back and forth going at it and all. That would be just amazing for all the arm wrestling fans. And I think that's the match, besides like, a Levon versus Devin or, like that top. I think that's a match that's going to get a lot of non-arm wrestlers into it. Because whenever you say arm wrestling, about 5 years ago, you said arm wrestling, the guy that people are going to say is Travis Bajan. That's usually the first. Nowadays, it's Devin, so you got both of those guys very popular. Now with Tyson Bagent being on the Chicago Bears, I think Travis is getting a lot more active on YouTube. His name's starting to circulate a lot more. Anytime you hear Chicago Bears, you hear arm wrestling now, which I love that as well. And, that's a great thing for the sport. But Jason, what would be your prediction? I don't want to jump the gun. We, just like we said, Corey West, man, is going to be a mountain for Travis to beat. But let's just say, what if? Who do you think would get the win?
So if he goes through Corey West, then I definitely think it's Travis on the left. But it's obviously an excellent match. That's what we want. Two loud mouths going at each other, doing the best thing that they do, talking shit. So that's going to be an awesome, entertaining match. But I think Travis will run through Devin.
I got to give a quick story, man. So a couple of years back, I was talking about earlier at the Olympia. We they rented a whole house. We had like 3 houses in a row, and everybody's out partying and all. And it's like 2:00 in the morning. We decided we get the table out, and this is after Travis has got his Jaeger bombs in him, and the whole weekend it was just anything they could compete at. It was him and Devin going at it, man. I mean, just over the stupidest things, they were just, it was, fighting for the spotlight in the room. And, it was just so entertaining, but the table gets out. It's about 2:00 in the morning. Now, mind you, we have a whole house full of wild animals. They brought in everybody, man. They brought in it was literally like a zoo that came in, and they brought in these alligators and snakes and all this crazy stuff and all. So, all these people are all staying upstairs, and, they're in their bedrooms and all with the animals and all. And now it's getting loud. Now everybody, we've been drinking all night, and, now the shit talking starts, and they start going at it on the table. And oh my God, they were, but that day, Devin was owning him on the left, but mind you, Travis wasn't trained up at then, but, that was very interesting to see. But we also got kicked out of the house. Next thing we know, the lady comes running down. She started, "What the F are you guys doing? The alligators again, all like worked up and everything." So, next thing we're pulling out the table on the front lawn, everything. And oh my God, what a shit show, but so much fun and all. But I remember I did put out that video. It was like the next day they were on stage together, and they started polling, and that everybody was clicking on that. And but at that time, Devin definitely had the advantage for sure. But I'm curious to hear from you, Robbie, if he gets the win against Corey West. Obviously he's back, the beast is back and all. Who is the favorite between him and Devin then?
I think Devin would tell you that his left is what I refer to as party arm. Like he still obviously knows what he's doing with it, but he's pumpkin training. He's not really training his left. It's been everything about his right. With that, those two are going to fight and compete about everything. They're not going to concede to each other at all. Like I've seen in person, they just one truly believes that he's better than the other, and so on and so forth. They're not going to give in. Devin will tell you that that is the best left arm that's ever existed. I would say I trained up Travis. If Devin doesn't take it super serious, Travis beats him.
Wow. Yeah, it would definitely be an interesting match. And I just want to Majestic Voice has a question. Paul, big fan. Quick question. Did Jeff Seed ever accept your challenge, or did you guys ever pull? Also, are we ever going to see a match with you against Odin Lorette? So to the first question with Jeff, no, I never got an answer back. And bro, I was trolling him. I was anytime he'd post anything up, I'm calling him out. I'm talking shit. And now the reason why I just want everybody to understand that is, I used to be a fitness model. I used to go to all the events and everything. And before I was even knew about arm wrestling, and I would just watch this dude Jeff, and he thought he was the man with arm wrestling, and he'd get on the table, or not even on the table, they would just not an official arm wrestling table or whatever, and he kind of was like beating everybody in the bodybuilding world, and he just rubbed me wrong, man. He just comes off so arrogant, so cocky, and I don't know, it just really annoyed me. And then, I got into arm wrestling and all. And then I seen a video, he put out, and it was him going against another fitness model, and then got like 10 million views in a couple of days and all. And, everybody's under there and like, oh man, Jeff's the best arm wrestler and all that. And I was just like, oh man, it's my time. I want this dude. Let's do this, man. So, I was calling him out and everything, but, conveniently he wasn't paying attention, or he never even acknowledged it and all. I had a couple people that were in the fitness world hitting him up, and, he never would answer back. I think I was saying to James English, if he could get in contact with him, and just never heard anything back. It was crickets. But yeah, if he ever did want to get on table, I'm so down, man. Would love to pull that guy for sure. And then as far as with Odin Lorette, I don't see that match happening, man. Odin's way too big now, man. He's on another level. He's just, he just keeps climbing up. His trajectory is like that. I've kind of been falling back from being on a table. I've just been so busy. I'm opening a new company. I've been going to my other place in Florida. So I haven't really been, training on a consistent basis. I've been just more working on getting my my physique back, bodybuilding wise. I still training for arm wrestling. Just like I told my boy in the chat, I'm going to get back to the practices with the team. And, I just, after that last match, I kind of was burnt out the way that it all went down. I put so much time into it, and I just kind of felt like I didn't get a fair match and all. And it kind of just, it rubbed me wrong. And I just needed to, just kind of get away for a little while, and not away from arm wrestling. I'm here for life, guys. I always say arm wrestling's a marathon, not a sprint. So, I'll always be part of it. Sometimes I'll be more in than others. But right now, I'm just kind of focusing on my business life. And, I'm always going to keep the buzz going, always watching arm wrestling and all. But yeah, I'm not looking for any super matches. And probably in the next few months, I'm going to start really, dialing back into arm wrestling and all. But I'm not looking for any super matches anytime soon. I want to get more competition. I need to get in tournaments and all, and just get experience out there, because, sometimes, you think you figured it all out, and then you get in the spotlight on you, and kind of just everything goes blank, and it still happens and all. So that's just telling me I need to get more experience. So you guys could see me more in tournaments, and I'm probably like, maybe 3-4 months, I'll start getting more serious with that. So just to answer that question. And then we got another one. This is a funny one. Travis has access to the Chicago Bears medicine cabinet now. Watch out. Think Corey wins, though. Yeah, that is a funny one. Hell yeah, bro.
Well, it's more that they have access to his cabinet.
That is true, man. That is true for real. So let's keep it moving, guys. This one is another good match, man. This one's going to be a good one. We got Paul Talbott going against Vrez, man. And I've really been waiting for Vrez to get out there on a super match. We get to see him. He's more on the West Coast. He goes into tournaments and goes in every class and just, kind of smiles as he holds everybody in and, dominates everybody. And I actually, I think it was a year ago at the Oklahoma event, I had Vrez locked in. I think it was against Lachlan Adair. I think it was a left-hand match and all. And then at the last minute, unfortunately, Vrez had a family emergency come up and, he had to back out or whatever. I was very disappointed about that because I am a real big fan of Vrez and I would love to see him in action and to see him on the big stage going against Paul Talbott, which we know that dude is just a beast on a table. So excited about this one. Matt, what's your thoughts on this, man?
Yeah, it's great to see that the two guys who've been around for such a long period of time and had so much experience in tournaments and rising to those levels. They haven't hit the sort of the absolute elite, but this is their opportunity to really showcase to the world on the biggest platform. Hey, this is who we are. And if you put on a stellar performance, you can really start to make a big name for yourself. And so it's almost that grind for years has come to this moment. And it's like both of them have gone through that sort of stage where they've put so much time and effort rising together, and it's like they both sort of hit this point, and it's like the perfect matchup. It's tough. I mean, both guys have the experience. They know what they're doing on the table. They're both incredibly strong. Yes, it's another 50-50 for me. I love these 50-50 matches because it's so hard to pick a winner, and it's like you don't know what's going to happen when they get on the table. That's ideally like what you want as a promoter. When you put on a squash match or something, it's like the only reason you would do that is similar to what they're doing with Devin and Chance. It's like, well, somebody's got a big name, they've got a big following, and people are just going to tune in regardless as to who the opponent is. But when you got a 50-50 match like this, it's like, damn it, I don't know what's going to happen. And that's the intrigue. That's the interesting aspect if you're promoting a match and saying, well, look, I don't know who's going to win. Like either one of these guys have the skill set and the ability to do it. Picking a winner in this, it's a coin flip for me.
I got to ask, does anybody know? I'm assuming this is a left-hand match. Am I correct with this?
It's right arm.
It is right arm. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Because both of these guys are left-hand dominant guys. I would have thought this would be a left-hand. Yeah, man. I wonder why it's not left. I wonder if somebody's got an injury or something with the left because they're
Matt,
both.
are you sure this is right arm?
I'm looking at the screen at the moment. Yeah, Paul Talbott versus Vren, right arm welterweight super match.
Damn. Okay. All right.
But then you click on the image. It comes up and it says left arm.
I say that match makes no sense, Ryan.
Yeah,
you read my mind, Robbie. Yep. Yeah, this got to go down left-hand match. This is wow. So what's your guys?
On their website they've got it.
Sorry, Matt. Go ahead, brother.
Just saying on the website when the image is small, it says right arm. You click on the image and it says left.
Okay, I got you. So with it being a left arm match, Jason, who do you think who's going to be the favorite in this match?
I mean, Vrej has that stopping point right at the pad. He grips everybody low, and that makes it extremely difficult for a lot of guys to go through him. Paul has the longer lever, that's for sure. But I don't know. I think I got to go with Vrej on this.
Robbie, your thoughts on this one, man? You got to bet the house on this, bro.
I got to bet the house.
You got to bet the house, man. So you better get this one right
every time.
Fresh.
Yeah.
I have to. The guy's style. He could pull every class from 170 pounds to 240 pounds, and it's probably going to beat everybody along the way. Paul is special. Don't get me wrong. I know what his left feels like, but I think you're in terms of levels. I think if you go from 1 through 5, I think Paul's a 4 and Brett's a 5.
Okay. Yeah, if I had to bet all the houses on this, man, I'm going with Vrez. Just like Robbie said, I've seen him in action. I've seen him at the Olympia, bro, and he literally beat everybody and made it look easy, man. Like he poses for the camera, he smiles at the camera and everything. The dude is an absolute beast. But I'm got to let you guys also know, Paul Talbott pulled at West Virginia when me and Travis threw an event. I believe it was probably maybe about 8 months ago, and Paul gave it to Travis, man. Everybody was in shock. That was with the left. I mean, Travis was redlining to pin him. So that also came to mind when this match with Corey was set. Was if he was having that much problems with Paul Talbott, and I'm not taking away anything from Paul Talbott, his left just is unreal and all. But I was saying to myself, is 8 months enough time to go from a Paul Talbot, redlining, and now going to Corey West? That's a big question for me, and that's a big level jump right there. Just because of the size difference alone and all. But yeah, if I had a bet on that one, I'm gonna go with Vrez on this one. That dude is he's next level, and he's got some team over there in SoCal. I mean, those guys are just killers over there. A lot of world class pullers over there. So, he's definitely coming in, definitely trained up for this one. Yeah, we're gonna speed up a little on this. I'm gonna skip through a couple of these because I want to get on to the knuckles up. And I know I had you guys on for a while, and I know Robbie, you've been on with the high five before that, so you've been on for quite a long time right now. So we're gonna speed up a little. So another one that I want to just bring up is the Craig Tuller versus Tom Holland. I got to bring this one up because I know you guys have a lot of experience pulling with Craig Tuller and all. So we're going to start off with Robbie on this one, brother. Who do you think is going to take home the W?
Craig. Easy.
Okay. Jason, what's your thought?
I want Tom to win so that it could give me more street cred. That's what I want. I want Tom to win.
Okay.
But I definitely do think it's going to be Craig. I think Craig is going to be too much for Tom.
I know how strong Craig is right now. I know. It goes into a hook and it's over.
Wow. Okay. Matt, what's your thoughts on this, man?
Yeah, it seems to be that the consensus favorite is Tuller at this point in time. But I love the sneakiness, the tactician, the strategy that Tom brings into a match. And I'd love to see him get the win just because I think that the Craig is the stronger man in this. But I would love to see like tactics and technique from Tom to be able to counter that, and we'd see what happens. I mean, yeah, I think the safe bet is Craig, but I would love to see Tom pull it off.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the bandwagon on this one. I'm going to have to say Craig. Craig is looking unreal these days. I love Tom, man, but just like you guys said, I think there's a level right there above with Craig for sure. Next match, we got Camille versus Michael Todd. This one's an interesting one, guys. What's your thoughts on this, Matt? Who you picking on this one?
Oh, this is an exciting one for sure. Yeah, Michael Todd. I mean, he's on a bit of a comeback at the moment, and having sort of dropped down from that, potentially looking at that number one rank in the world at one point in time, and now he's sort of dipped a little bit, but now he's on his way back again with a good win over Frank Lamparelli. Yeah, I'd love to see Michael get it. I think that Camille might be a couple of levels too high for him still at this point, but if he gets this win, I think that would really show. Look, Michael's back. He's one of the top guys. He's one of the top contenders, and if he can do it, it's like, okay, yeah, he's top 10 again. But yeah, I think Camille is probably the safe bet here.
Jason,
I agree. I think Michael Todd is going to not necessarily but where Michael Todd wants to sit, he's going to give everything that Camille wants, and I think with Camille with that shoulder behind, there's not many people that can hold Camille. And because of that, I don't think Michael Todd's going to be so offensive to get Camille outside of his shoulder off the go. So I think it's Camille all day.
Robbie?
There is a certain style that gives Michael more problems than anything else, and Camille holds that style. So I don't think I love Michael, I do, but the way he wants to pull, Camille's going to shoot in on a press for him or whatever, and it's going to be fairly easy. Like there's nobody yet that's been able to really hold it. That's the one style that Michael has the hardest time against.
Yeah, I think this is an easy one for Camille, man. That dude is he does not stop training, man. That guy is an absolute beast, man. And yeah, I think with his style, it's going to be too much for Michael. He's going to get right into that press, and he's like a master getting that shoulder in so quick, bro. It's like everybody thinks that he's cheating from the beginning, but I mean, if you look, he's always squared off, but he really gets that shoulder in lightning quick, and I don't think Michael's going to be able to deal with that speed. So I'm going to go with Camille on this one for sure. We got to bring up this one, Paul Lynn versus Rustam Babayev, the rematch. Who do you think's going to get this one, Matt?
Yeah, well, I mean, Paul Lynn looks so dominant against Lachlan Adair in their recent matchup. He's seems like he's leveled up even more from where he was. I think this is his big run. I'd love to see him really push and make a case for heading towards the absolute number one guy. I think everything that he's done over the last couple of years has sort of built up to these last 8 to 12 months, and he's pushing like no other, and he looks so dominant against Lachlan Adair, who I had that as a 50-50 match. I couldn't pick a winner. I sort of saw them both as almost identical in their abilities, and to see, yeah, he just walked away with it. So I like him in this. I think this is his time.
Jason, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do agree. I think Paul is going to take that with the power that he displayed against Lachlan. I think it's going to be even a worser day for Rustam, especially Rustam coming back from an injury like that. With the power that Paul has behind him, I mean, it's going to be a little hard to get over that mental spot.
And we also got to remember Paul's not making a trip this time, you know. So he's coming, Rustam's coming to him. So, you know, the favor is going to be on Paul's lap for sure on that. Robbie, what's your thoughts on this, man?
I agree with everything they're saying. I don't really have much to add to it. I'm just going to say USA. Come on, Paul. Don't hit us down, bro.
All right, we got Pruni versus Todzilla, man. Oh, boy. What's your thoughts on this one, Robbie? We're going to start off with you, bro.
I'm going to take the king of side pressure just because that's my dude. I try and do everything like he does. But there's always somebody out there that has your number. Maybe this is the guy, but once again, I'm just going to say USA. Don't screw me, Todd.
Hell yeah. I want to introduce, we got Will from the High Five Club that puts on Knuckles Up. Welcome, Will. How you doing tonight, brother?
Doing fantastic. Sorry it took me so long. Just cooking dinner for the wifey, and well, I've been listening the whole time. Lots of predictions for East versus West, obviously, and I don't know if I agree with all of them, but I'll keep my opinions to myself. But we're on an interesting match right now, so I'm curious to see what everybody thinks about this Todd Hutchins match.
Well, what about you, man? Which one are you going to go on this one?
I just think Todd's taking it home. You know, there's something special about him, right? He's, you know, as Jason is the fine wine, he is the bourbon on the shelf that just gets better. He just seems to be not just in his stride, but just maturing with every single match. Yeah, I think he's going to take it. And as Robbie said, USA all the way, baby.
And who is the better singer? Who's going to come up with a better song? I'm going to ask you, Jason Merlo, because we know Prunick's going to come out with the opera singing and all, but Todzilla comes up with some good ones, man. So
they both really come up with some good content, not for nothing. So that's really good stuff. I didn't even actually think of that until you brought that up, but you bring up a good point, Paul. That's good.
Who do you think is going to win on the table that day, though? Are you going to agree with everybody else, Team USA, on this one?
I do have to agree. I think, yeah, Todd is something special, and I don't know how he defies the odds of age where he's at, and just how he's just climbing. Like it's not maintaining or any of that. It's climbing. It's incredible to see. It really is. It's incredible. He's climbing at a better rate than most people are in their 20s and 30s, which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So I think it's Todd.
And he's always got a Miller in his hand. And it's like, how do you do this? This dude is a mutant, man, bro. Like, this guy's always drinking and all, and he makes it look so easy, bro. So, yeah, I'm with Team USA on this one. Todzilla, get him, boy. And I can't wait. You better beat him in the singing song. Whatever you come out with, I want to see you beat him, bro, for sure. Okay, we got the GOAT, man. We always got to talk about the GOAT when he's on the card. John Brinc. He's going against Leonitis, man. This one, what do you think, bro? This one's going to be kind of interesting. Let's start off with you with this, Will.
Well, so obviously Leonitis coming off an impressive win. That was against Schoolboy, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I think that was just strictly more of a power output thing. Now, John obviously being, of the older sort, but the way I see this playing out is twofold. Number one, John's going to take hand control right from the get-go. I don't care how much older he is and how much quote unquote stronger Leonitis is. He's not getting through John's thumb. The real question is John going to win, or is John going to treat this like he's been treating most of his matches, where it's just where's my body at right now? I'll show everybody that I still got something, but I really don't care if I win or not. And I'm not knocking John for that. I mean, he's done and proved himself over and over and over again. So the way I see it is John is either going to just take dominant hand control and get the pins easy, or he's going to, like he did with his match against Arackley, get that dominant hand control, but then just play around too much, and Leonitis is just going to push through it somehow.
Matt, what's your thoughts on this one, man?
Yeah, I mean, Brinc is the obvious should win this match. I mean, the guy is literally the greatest of all time in the sport, has decades of experience going up against somebody who's had one big super match. And yeah, I was surprised he beat Schoolboy, to be honest. I was very surprised. It was impressive. He did a great job. I think some aspect of that was Schoolboy quitting on himself a little bit after he got pinned, and then he sort of lost it a little bit after that. But Leonitis is a strong guy. He's, you can see he's got a lot of power. He's obviously into bodybuilding. I just see John winning this match any which way he wants. And yeah, I don't think it really matters too much about what level of amount of training he has. His experience, his knowledge, his ability, his wrist, his hand, everything should just be way, way above where Leonitis is. I'd say a 4-0 or a 3-0, depending on what they're doing. But yeah, it should be a Brinc walkover.
Robbie, what's your thoughts?
I gotta agree with the same. I mean, how do you go against a guy that has done every single thing there is in the sport? Is quite arguably the most accomplished puller that's ever lived. Any way he wants to win this match, he should be able to, even at his recessing age, so to speak, or abilities. I don't think Leonitis has had the time yet to be able to deal with somebody of what John's capable of doing, even at his almost degraded state. I don't think Leonitis even wins a round if John seriously wants to just prove a point and get it over with. I mean, his hand has always been what every one of us want ours to be. The fact that a man can be sitting deep in a hook and just pronote straight out of somebody, like, very few people can do that. And that man just does it time and time and time again. Like, I just wish that I had that. Like, I am genuinely jealous of that. But you're not strong if you don't have a hand. John wants to make out a point, take his hand, get it over with.
Yeah, so it's 4 decades that John has been, top of the sport, man. And there was recently this post. I'm under a bunch of like sports groups in Facebook, and somebody made, the list of all the GOATs in each sport, and they had them ranked in 1 through 10, and can't remember who was number 1, but I went under there and I said, hey guys, you guys are missing somebody, and he should be at the top. His name is John Brinc, and he's in arm wrestling. He's been dominating for 40 years. There's nobody on here that's even close to that, not even half of that time. And the responses I got were, we're talking about sports. So, you know what I mean? I didn't even know where to go with that, man. I wasn't going to start getting the whole argument and all that. I said, yo, guys, you all know the movie Over the Top. You say arm wrestling, everybody says Over the Top. So I always say, remember who Sylvester Stallone played? That's John Brazing. That's our goat of our sport and all. So, you know, that's the way I view John, man. You know, there's nobody that's did what he's done before, you know, for that long. You know, you had Michael Jordan and, you know, Tiger Woods and all. But I mean, just to think 4 decades when you say that out loud and he's still on the world stage today and giving these young bucks 20, 30 years old run for their money and all, you just got to respect that for real, man. And I just wish more people knew about that. And, you know, I think he really does get that title of the GOAT of GOATs, you know. Jason, what's your thoughts on this match, man? And the other thing I want to say is, you know, we're all, you know, hyping up John and talking so highly, which, you know, he's the GOAT of our sport. So, you know, you're supposed to do that. But I think a lot of people do sleep on Leonitis. You know, this dude is tremendously strong. I think he shocks a lot of people. I just remember when I had Devin on, you know, and Devin kept telling me, he's like, yo, bro, that dude is no joke, man. He is going to be a real force to be reckoned with in the next couple of years and all. So I don't want to discredit Leonitis either, man, because, you know, he's not in the sport that long. And, you know, just to beat, you know, Schoolboy alone, man, you know, Schoolboy's, you know, world class, man. And, you know, he pretty much shocked everybody with that win. But with that being said, Jason, what's your thoughts on this, man? Do you think John's going to walk away with this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Perfect.
I don't think Leonitis is there yet.
Next match I want to bring up, this is the last match on this card, is Alex Kadeta against Jerry Caderet, man. So what's your thoughts on this one, Matt?
Yeah, this is one of the ones I'm really excited about. Maybe the one I'm most excited about. Actually, I'm really looking forward to seeing Hunter Knopfs as well. But this match in particular is going to answer a few questions for me as to where is Jerry in the world rankings on right hand. And like, I would love to have seen Levan versus Jerry, regardless as to where their history is and who's on a tear or whatever. I just wanted to see that just because of Jerry's style and see how Levan handles it. But it's almost like he's going against the man with the exact tools to beat what he has as his number one game plan. And Kadeta is so big, he's so tall, his arm is so long. I think he's got everything it takes to just be able to stop Jerry from being where he needs to be. And for me, it's Kadeta in this. But I almost feel like I want Jerry to win because I would love to see that Jerry and Levan match just for my own personal benefit, regardless as to whether or not it's, you know, a warranted match. I just want to see it.
Jason, what's your thoughts on this one, man?
I agree with Matt. I think Alex has too long of an arm. As long as he's not the one coming down to Jerry and he's actually using his height to his advantage, which I think he will, I think Alex has all the tools to be able to stop Jerry from getting to where he needs to. And even if he does, I still already kind of think Alex will be able to stop it. So I have Kadeta.
Robbie, what's your thoughts?
I was going to lean Caderet, but listening to Jason, I mean, he does have good points there. Whatever it takes a certain style, and with that style, you have to have the frame to be able to deal with Jerry's frame because of how he pulls. I want to lean Jerry. I really do, whatever. But I think Kadeta is just the real deal. I do.
Alex is definitely going to be a tough one, man, and I think he's going to take points from when Hermes, you know, beat Jerry the way he did. You know, you got to imagine that he's going to try doing the same thing. But with that being said, you know, eliminating that big plane ride, that really affects Jerry. I think it's going to, you know, definitely be in his benefit. Not the, you know, a 2-hour plane ride rather than a 14-hour plane ride and stuck in this little coach seat and, you know, and everything that he went through. And, you know, I think he had pneumonia then. And, you know, there was a whole bunch of shit that happened on that one. So I'm really excited to see, you know, Jerry trained up 100% coming into this. I know he's wanted this match, from the beginning. That was one of the dudes that it was on his hit list. It was him and Laden, and he thinks that his style, is going to work in his favor against Alex. Will, what do you think on this, man? Do you agree? Do you think Jerry's going to be the favorite, or do you think Alex is?
So personally, I do want Jerry to win, just because I think, as Matt had said, I like watching Jerry pull, right? Ever since that 8-minute match in WAL where the guy literally had a heart attack practically on the day, right? He got the check in my book. He just doesn't quit and he just doesn't stop. And his style, gives that opportunity. But I think it's going to come down to the reffing, right? If Jerry just stays low and tight, they're going to have to push Alex's arm back, and they're going to have to lower that height of his, right? So it's going to get into the strap. And I'm going to say Jerry. I think, as you had mentioned, people don't understand the importance of not traveling, especially that far. I just went to the Cerat Classic in Florida, and just that 2-hour flight, even that I felt beat, right? So going all the way across, the world, especially for someone, and this is not a knock on the smaller guys, but when you weigh 300 plus pounds, it is not easy. It is very difficult for you, and it takes a lot out of you. So I think Jerry's going to take this one. I think we haven't seen him on the table for a long time for a reason. I know, Paul, you'd probably know better than anybody because you probably communicate with him the most, but I think he's just been sitting on the sideline, getting bigger, stronger, healthier. And I think he's about to hey, you guys forgot about Jerry Carteret.
I hope so, man. I'm not really sure, bro. He doesn't really disclose too much what he's doing, as far as training and all. I'm hoping that he's really coming in trained up, but I also know his business life, man, and I know what it's like, trying to juggle both. And he's doing big things in his business life. And if anybody that knows Jerry, man, he lives in like a king, bro, for real. So I just hope that he's been putting in the time, and he's taking this for real. I definitely think it's going to be a huge benefit because I've seen him travel. I've been with him, and trying to see him fit in these little coach seats, bro, is, it does not look comfortable. And, he definitely, it was rough going to Turkey. That was for sure. So I think if any time this is the time for him, I think he needs to get this win because I know he wants that spot. He wants to go after Levon. And if he ever wants to see that happen, I think this is a must win right now. So we're all with you, Jerry. I hope you get this win, brother. I'd love to see this happen, man. And you're getting the match that you wanted. So go show the world what you're all about and, kind of clean up that whole thing with Hermes Gasparini. I know he didn't like how, that all went down and, kind of discredited him, all the new arm wrestlers that, really haven't been around too long, just were like, oh, he's horrible. He shouldn't even be there. But any of the OGs in the sport know Jerry Carteret is no joke, man. And, with that press coming in, it's like a freight train coming in. So I really hope that he gets this win. But I love you, Alex, man. Alex is a good friend of mine. I got to hang out with him a bunch of times. Great guy. So humble and just an amazing character. And he's scary, dude. That dude is an absolute beast. When you see him in person, I mean, he looks big on video, but when you actually see him in person, there's not too many guys on this planet that are bigger than him for sure. So wishing you luck on that. Now let's get into this big event we got coming up, man. These high five guys are really putting it together. We got Knuckles Up it's going down September 14th over at Fort Lee, New Jersey, guys. This is going to be amazing. They got the new venue from last one. We were at Knuckles Up 3, and it was at the Barrymore Theater. This is the top of the line. I mean, you go in there, and I always say, they roll out the red carpet for the athletes. This is like literally, it's all red carpet in the Barrymore, man. So they ain't playing with this. And I just love what they're doing. You guys are doing it big. You guys treat the athletes so wonderful. I've never seen an organization that, I mean, let's talk about the details. I mean, they literally bring in a barber. Luigi is the barber, and you got to look fresh on your big super match. So he cleans everybody up, has them looking like $1 million. they wine and dine the whole time you're there. They put together a great meet and greet before the event. So if you're a VIP, you get to go hang out with the athletes. You get to go take pictures with them, get to talk with them, which I think that is just an amazing part of it. And then, we have the big super matches and all. And then what are we doing after? Because I know you guys are doing it during the day this time. I know usually it was at night, and after we'd all be at the super matches. We would go right over and everybody would go to the after pull, and then we would go out to dinner and all that. So what is the setup this time? I know you guys are doing things a little different.
Yeah, sure. So the new we do have a new host hotel, which is just 5 minutes still down the road from the Barrymore, but we're going to be starting at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Really, just for number one, for people in person, it's a little bit easier to get to the George Washington Bridge area at that time, and two, it helps a lot with international viewership to be a little bit earlier in the day. So we're expecting to be done around probably 4 o'clock ish. We run a pretty tight ship at Knuckles Up, so we do want to be as efficient as possible. So we'll probably have after pulling start around 4:30. Probably be doing an after pull for about hour and a half, 2 hours, and then we're actually, no one knows this yet, so I'm going to spoil it for these two athletes on our card here. But we're going to be going back to the hotel to have a private dinner. Cooked by a chef that you all know, so we'll just keep it we'll keep it wrapped up, and that to be a surprise. We're gonna have a private chef come into the hotel, do a nice little private dinner barbecue for everybody. We're really pumped about that.
Now, is that just for the athletes, or is that for the fans as well?
That's for the athletes and for like the sponsors as well. We wanted to as a thank you. Yes, Paul, you will be there.
Hell yeah, bro! Excited about that.
But as a thank you to the athletes, and just to make it even more special, and just a time where we can really reflect about the night that we had and stuff like that. And, but drinks will be involved, so that'll be great. But I did have one question. I don't know, and I can't believe I'm even switching away from our event and pay-per-view because I'm a stupid person for doing this. But did I miss the prediction on the Devin Larratt and Chancesaw match?
Yeah, that was at the beginning. We started off with that one.
I want
to hear your thoughts, Will. What's your thoughts on this match? Who is the favorite, man?
Christopher, if you're watching, I apologize. Okay, we're going to get into this real quick. Why? Like, I love Chance Shaw. Chance, if you're watching, you're an amazing arm wrestler. Devin, if you're watching, you're an amazing arm wrestler. Why? Just why? I don't understand. Like, this matchup, to me, was the most obvious, like, ooh, look at me, we're going to put this match together. Like, guys, like, it just doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. I would love for them to do, like, if they did a left-handed match, I think that would be more interesting. It's like, what is going on here? Like, Devin Larratt, Chance Shaw? Am I crazy? Tell me I'm crazy. You can say I'm crazy.
My guess, I'm going to say this from being an ex-promoter and all, is, I bet you the pay-per-view sales weren't, where they were expecting them to be at the moment, like a week ago I'm talking about. And, they had to make a quick move, and, Devin's going to be there already. What's the best guy to get on a match?
Oh, yeah. Like I said, 100%. Like, and please, like, if you guys are watching, Devin, you're awesome. Chance, you're fantastic. Everything you guys do in the sport, but it's like, I almost feel like it's a disservice to each other, right? Like, I would love to have seen Chance like win a couple more matches and like still stay at that body weight, right? And just kind of like crank it out, and then Devin maintain that body weight, and maybe like 6 months to a year from now, it's like, hey, Chance Shaw's ready. He's going to go against Devin Larratt. It's going to be epic. Back in Florida for East versus West 50 or whatever, right? Yeah, that just didn't make any sense to me. So I'm still going to watch it, and I'm still going to, I'm a fan of the sport, so I'm really curious to see what happens. I mean, power to Chance if he can take the win. But, yeah, I just had to – I was so pissed that I missed that when I hopped on late. I'm like, what did they think about this one? Like, just crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I mean, I get it if it's Chance, bro. You know, he wants to say he got the pull, you know, the best in the world. You know,
Sure,
he was
sure.
the guy that got the match against John Brinc when John
Yeah.
Brinc made his comeback, and also, you know, just getting the pull, you know, I think that's just another notch on Chance's belt, you know. So I respect that as
Yeah.
far as that. And you know, as a businessman, you know, I get it, man. You want the views, you need to get people buying the pay-per-view, you want to get, you know, more people coming in person. So I think, you know, that's where that was going. I have a feeling they weren't getting the pay-per-view sales. And I keep saying this, and I'm not trying to take anything away from East versus West. I love East versus West. I love the matches and all. I might not love Engen, but you know, I love the matches that he sets and all. But I keep saying this, man. I think if Devin is not on a card, I think they're not going to make money. I think they're going to be in the red. Devin is the show, you know, and I feel like other people got to step up. You know, there's nobody else that's putting in the time and promoting their match like Devin does. You know, and I think that's part of the problem. You know, a lot of these guys get on these big cards, and you know, once they're on, they kind of just like they don't do much. They don't. It's kind of boring, and it's like there's no like hype. It's Devin's putting out 4 or 5 videos a day, man. He's bringing the hype, and you know, by him doing that, any card he's on now, everybody's going to be watching the card and all. So,
Yeah.
you know, I think that's where they're going with that, and you know, I could respect it as far as a businessman. As far as the match, yes, you're right, bro. It doesn't make sense in my eyes at all.
I'll still be watching, and as you said, like I still love East versus West, and I think they put on a great show. But yeah, I was like, when I saw that, I was like, ah. But yes, September 14th, Knuckles Up 4. Paul's gonna be there. I heard Matt bought his ticket. He's flying from Australia. About that.
Hell yeah. I heard there's quite a bit of Australians coming, man. You know, I don't know if I should. I don't know. I don't want to blow up anybody's spot, but
No, I heard there's a lot of Australians coming, so we'll just we'll leave it at that. There might be some special people. Matt, one of them.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
so
we've got
tempted
Mario Marcus on the card as well, and obviously your main event, which is Ryan Bowen. So there is a few.
Yeah,
well, I heard there's company coming with him as well. You know, I don't know if that person wants it out there and all, but you know, I got the message the other day, and I was so happy to hear that. You know, I'm just gonna say a new up and coming phenom might be making an appearance over there, so that'd be pretty cool as well.
yeah.
That's how most people describe me. Yep.
Nah, you got to come, man. That would be great to see you there, bro. But for everybody that's listening, if you want to come in person, I'm gonna hook you guys up. I got a discount code. Type in Paul Italia, all caps. You receive 10% off of your in-person tickets. I'm coming there with all the boys. You know, usually I was going with the girl and everything. I'm coming with the boys this time. Going to have a party. Gonna go have a good time and all. I think I'm gonna try getting in there the night before and see maybe if we could do like a live podcast from there, kind of bring the behind the scenes action and kind of show everybody how, you know, the High Five treats these athletes so well. Definitely want to see Luigi giving everybody a nice cut. We're gonna get him to secretly shave Merlo's head just on
Yeah,
I'm
right.
kidding, bro.
Right through the middle. You start with the middle.
Right,
Yeah,
that's
bro.
perfect, Matt. Perfect.
But definitely get over to Eventbrite is the website. I'll attach the link in the description. And just like I said, code Paul Italia, all caps, we will receive 10% off. I also got the pay-per-view. I can get you guys 10% off on that as well. I got to check the code on that one, but I'll put that a part of the description as well. Now let's break into these matches, man. I know I've had these guys on forever, and we still haven't got to their matches, but let's start off you, Jason. You got your hands full, my man. You're going against Joe Min Young. So what can we expect for you from this match, bro? You know, have you been doing your homework on him? And you know, what is your prediction? Do you feel the favorite in this match?
So there's a few things here. One, there's not much homework to do. There's little data on him in terms of online, which, you know what, is I think a good thing because it doesn't allow you to overthink things. So you kind of go for a little bit of the unexpected. I think, you know, I have a general idea, and I think he is pretty well rounded. I know, according to what he wants to do, first round he wants to test out the top roll. So we'll see how round one goes, and then we're gonna take it from there. But let me tell you something. There is no better opportunity for a guy that does this as a hobby than to beat somebody who does this for a living. So that's what I'm planning on doing. I'm going to show him that a guy who can treat this sport as a hobby, does this on the side in his spare time, can beat a guy who does this for a living. That would be excellent. Excellent. I'm just going to take a quick little dump in his Cheerios, and he's going to enjoy that bowl of Cheerios.
I love it, man. I love it. Will, can you fill us in a little about Joe Min Young? Tell us, where's he from, and is he the top dog over there? And
so Joo Min Young from South Korea. He did very, very well in Physical 100, which is an amazing reality show on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, watch it. He made it basically to the second to last episode or third to last episode, where they test athletes from all different sports and walks of life to see who has the greatest physique of them all. He's a very decorated athlete in terms of arm wrestling overseas. He does do it professionally, as Jason said. In terms of his weight class, he is definitely 100% the number one in Korea. He
95 kilos. 95 kilos.
Yep, correct. 95 kilos. So him, Baek Sung Yul, and Ji Hyun Min are very good friends and training partners. So they all three of them dominate their respective weight classes. So in all seriousness, what I'm looking forward to this match is exactly what Jason said, in the sense that it's someone who we don't know about. He doesn't have a lot of video to view, but his accolades and the tournaments and he's won and championships speak for themselves. So I think it'll be an exciting match. I'm not sure how strong he is in terms of his hand, but one thing I can tell you about all of those gentlemen is that their arm power and elbow endurance is very high, kind of the style that they pull over there. So I think it'll be a very good matchup. And I'll say he is a lot larger than he looks in person, from what we hear. He is a very big statured individual. He was obviously still be meeting the weight, but yeah, I'm excited about it. And it's going to be good for, once again, more of the arm wrestling community to see these athletes that they haven't even heard of or been exposed to overseas.
I definitely became a fan of them, man. One of them being that Baek Sung Yul. Bro, he is, I didn't know who he was that first one that you guys brought him in, but I quickly became a big fan, when he went against Ryan Bowen and all. And, even I know Ryan got the win and all, but he said that he's never felt side pressure like that. And that dude just was an absolute beast and a really cool guy to hang out with and all. And definitely a big fan after that. And I like how you guys have put in spotlight on these new guys from all over the world. I never knew about South Korean arm wrestling, and I'm actually kind of curious, bro. What level are they at? And to be a professional and that's his full-time job and all, how is it financially, how is that work over there? Is the government paying them? Is there big events over there? How are they surviving?
So what a lot of them do is, first of all, the KAF, Korean Arm Wrestling Federation, is a very well-organized federation, and we do appreciate all the support they give us. But a lot of them coach other up-and-coming arm wrestlers. That's one of the main revenue streams that they use. Now, for Joo Min Young specifically, the whole Netflix thing really helped him in terms of his popularity over there. So that helped him a lot. And as Chris had just mentioned by that comment, he got second at Worlds last year. But a lot of the way that he makes his money professionally is through coaching, and obviously through the tournaments and all that type of stuff. But obviously their economy is a lot different than ours, so I think they're able to make a living at a much lower income than we are over here in the United States. You need to be the top 3 in your weight class probably in the U.S. I'm sorry, in the world, if you're in the United States, to be able to live off of arm wrestling. So, but yeah, we're like you had mentioned, we're very excited to keep bringing these new faces to the sport, and we're working on some new people from Japan, some new people from the Philippines, and possibly over in Germany and Poland as well. So keep your eyes and ears open.
Robbie, you look like you had something to say there, brother. What's up?
He took second IFA last year.
Is that where it was at, Chris?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe it was IFA. But Chris, if you're, he's in the chat.
He's in the chat.
You'll be fine.
He'll fill us in there. Robbie, what's your thoughts on this, man? Who do you think is going to be that get the W that day? And let's just act like Jason ain't there right now.
Jason.
Okay. And you got a lot of experience pulling Jason. Why do you think that?
I know who won Worlds. I know how Jason pulls. Neither one of those guys have my hook power, and it took everything I had to beat him.
Wow. That's for real.
Yep.
Matt, what's your thoughts on this, man?
Yeah, it's one of those things is that winning those tournaments and doing well at World, it feels like you've graduated to now you can take on the Americans in top-level super matches. It feels like the guys in the US and North America, Canada, Eastern Europe, that's where you're aiming to get to. That holds the best guys in the world. And Jason Merlo is one of the top guys in that sport, has been for quite a while. It's a big step up, and I think it's going to be a surprise for these guys when they feel very confident, very used to walking through their competition at the level that they're at, and then they get on with somebody from North America or Eastern Europe, and it's like, oh my God, you start to get that realization that you are now having to improve this much more. I think that's what we're going to see, is that Jason's going to be very comfortable, get a victory here.
Oh yeah,
we'll see. We shall see. And one of the big things is, I think it's also a big risk for me, but at least it's a guy that's not dropping 30 pounds to catch my weight. So I'm very glad for this scenario for a guy that I'm pulling at my weight, and I feel a lot more comfortable with this scenario of a little bit of the unknown in terms of homework on him. But I think this is something a little more realistic, and I'm definitely interested to see what he's going to bring to the table. And like I said, I think that aspect of me, I'm kind of going into this with a little bit of knowledge on that, and just almost treating it like a tournament to say who's going to show up, and then treating it accordingly. And that's how I'm going to go with this. Hell
yeah. So I want to bring up the next one. I want to bring up the ladies match, man. And Will, I need you to tell Ursula if you can. I sent her a request or whatever. I just want to get her to accept that and all. Maybe she didn't see it, but want to make mention of this match. This one's going to be a good one. We got Ursula going against Ayan Takanaka. I don't know if I just messed up that name, but can you give us a little background on both athletes, Will?
Yeah, sure. It's Ayane Takanaka.
Ayana, okay.
And I know Ursula will be, trying to, come in a little bit lighter, having to come down a little bit, and Ayane will be lighter. But it's going to be an interesting matchup. Both of them have their accolades. Obviously, Ayane just had a very interesting match, we'll call it, at East vs. West not that long ago. I know the reffing calls were definitely a bit in question, we'll say. She did have complete hand control there, so that was a bit rough for her. So I think she is really looking to make more of a statement. She's multiple time WAF world champion. She's an absolutely incredible arm wrestler, and Ursula herself is an incredible arm wrestler. But our main focus here, once again, because people have asked us, why hasn't your women from our previous cards returned? It's more of we just want to keep bringing light to female arm wrestling, and these two were just two people we thought would be a great match together. And Ayane, I will say, however, when she sent us her photos for the flyers, she is built different. Like, Jay, she's got your ape index on a female. It is wild. She's got some big hands, and she is just ripped. It's gonna be wild. So overall, I think it's a fantastic match. Obviously we're excited also to have two more people coming from overseas. But yeah.
But Will, the real question is, does she have the same hair as Jason Merlo?
Who has better hair? Yeah, who has better hair?
Who's got the better hair?
Got better hair than the fine wine. Let's be real.
Where are they from, Will?
So Ayane is from Japan, and I don't want to mess up where Ursula's from. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Canada.
Just
Canada.
say Canada.
Right? That's what I thought.
Okay.
I'm just pulling her up on her. Yeah, that's right. She's from Canada. And I'm really excited about it. I think it'd be a step up for Ursula.
Oh, he's dropped.
Oh man, we just lost it. Hold on.
Oh, I'm here. I'm sorry.
No, there you go. Okay, he was bringing it up.
Yeah, she is from Canada. I do think it is going to be a step up for her. Ayane is no joke. But it's going to be a good match. I'm really excited about it. And the goal is, by the way, for Knuckles Up 5. And Chris, if you're in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, we're looking at 3, if not 4 women's super matches.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Oh, and we can. Paul, do you want an exclusive drop on your podcast?
Right now, bro, I would love it. Let's give it to us. Uh-oh.
Please, everybody, drum roll, please. So, January 25th, Knuckles Up 5. Save the date. January 25th. We'll be back bigger and better than ever. January 25th, Knuckles Up 5. We're going to be doing that post tomorrow. Our goal is, obviously you guys have seen that every single time we're getting bigger and better. Knuckles Up 5. We will be having more super matches than ever before. Bigger names than ever before, and just all stops are going to be, pulled out. No go, like we're just going to keep going bigger, and better, and it's going to get wild. So January 25th, Knuckles Up 5. It is official. The date is locked in, and we're super, super pumped about that. We couldn't do it without all the support of all you guys as well.
Another one that I want to know about is James Wall. I know he's going against Craig Tullier. I believe James Wall, was he that crazy match over at Arm Gods?
Yes.
Was that was like the match of the night. It was just an absolute war. Is that where you found James?
Yeah, well, so James actually had been reaching out to us for a little while, and he had dropped Craig's name. We reached out to Craig, and we just kind of facilitated it. It worked really naturally. I think that's going to be a fantastic match. Two really good, strong, like, I don't want to say shorter stature, but I would call them more compact stature gentlemen. Obviously Craig being like, 198. We just talked about this when Robbie was on our podcast, like the king in the United States. So I think it's going to be a good one. I'm excited for James to come over. I know he is, but yeah, it's going to be a good match. I'm just hoping that they just get strapped up right away and they get deep inside and just fight it out as hard as possible. Whenever Craig is in a match, I just want to see a deep hook, just freaking mean match.
Hell yeah. And we're just going to ask Robbie on this one, his prediction, because I don't want to offend Eton. He seems to be getting mad when getting all the predictions in out there. So I'm going to take your advice on this, brother. And we're just going to ask Robbie right now, who do you got winning that match, Craig Tullier or James Wall?
So I want to say this real quick. I have followed James for about the last year or so. I love the way he pulls. I'm a hook guy, so it's an interesting match to me. I do know how strong Craig is. Craig is very excited about this match. Let me tell you that. He knows what he's going up against, and it's exciting for him. I'm gonna say Craig takes this, but he has to earn it if James can slow him down. That's the problem. A lot of people. Craig isn't just fast; he's strong as hell too. I know from experience, just practicing with him, slow, fast, whatever. You got to stop him for one. If you can't stop him, you have no chance.
And the other thing is, once you stop him, man, you got to worry about that second hit, like a double. Yeah. That's what is different than I've ever seen with anybody else, man. It's that 1-2 punch. You're like, holy shit. So, but after seeing that performance at Arm Gods, James put on, man, I'm hoping it's like that again, man. I hope they just have an absolute war and it's not like, so one-sided or whatever. I'm hoping for a war and a battle on that one for sure. Another match that I got to bring up is this one got me really excited. It's Marcio Barbosa. He's the hometown king over there, over in Jersey. But a lot of guys don't know and are sleeping on Yordan Sonov, man. This guy is an absolute animal, world class from Bulgaria, trains with an amazing team over there. So yeah, this one could be a very, very interesting match. You guys might have a little more inside info. Jason, do you train with Marcio on a regular?
I do, but I haven't pulled with him in like 2 months or so.
Okay. Well, have you seen, like, is he looking like in peak shape? Like has he been putting in the work? I haven't really seen much going on with that.
I know he's putting in the work, but I
Okay.
really hope he's putting in the work because
Yordan is no joke.
This is I think this poses a whole slew of problems for Marcio. Somebody Yordan's height, Yordan's power, where he's strong. Yeah, Marcio's got a big task ahead of him against Yordan.
Will, what made you set this match, brother? Kind of give us the 411 on that.
Sure. So for Knuckles Up 1, obviously we had Camille Jablonski pull Dave Chafee. That original match was supposed to be Yordan Sanev versus Dave Chafee.
You couldn't get him in. I kind of remember that, right? It was problems with the passport or the visa or something like that.
Correct. It was a visa issue. So we had to, turn the corner, figure something else out. And look, we had the birth of Camille Jablonski. But Yordan has always wanted to come back, and we finally were able to solve all those issues. And now he's coming in, and after Pavlo's and Marcio's match, and Marcio, obviously he's had some tough losses since then, but he's also had to travel and all those types of things. So we just thought it would be a good matchup. They're both strong in a similar place, but as Jason had mentioned, their leverages are very different. So I think, once again, as we have said many times, Marcio is, the gatekeeper of the elites. And we don't say that as an insult. We say that as a very proud statement. Marcio has been a world champion for many times over. And he just continues to hold the door. Is like, you want to pull with these big dogs, you got to go through me first. And he's always obviously, trying to get as high as he can as well. So I think that this match for Marcio will be a statement match. I'm here. I maybe he's 50, Jay, right? Or 51?
50, I think, yes. 51?
Yeah. 51.
I want to look like that when I'm 51. Holy shit, man.
I'll send you a picture. I have him. He went in the cold tub at my job. The guy's still got like a 6-pack at like 245. It's absolutely crazy. But I think this is a statement match for Marcio, just stating that he hasn't gone anywhere. And trust me, Marcio, I don't want to say he's worried, but he's taking this very seriously, because for Yordan, I don't know if anybody here understands or knows a little bit more about the history, especially about Bulgaria, but Yordan, obviously, previous WAF champion, but because of the politics and everything, he hasn't been able to pull the bigger names. Right now, we at Knuckles Up do not fall under any politics. We don't fall under any of that stuff. We are here to put on fantastic matches with all of you amazing athletes. So I think this is, for Yordan, also a statement of, I am here and I didn't go anywhere. So we have two people, one at the later end of their career and one really just getting started. I believe Yordan's 29, 28.
28.
Yeah, thank you. So he's got the world ahead of him in terms of armor. And Marcio is just like, hey, not in my hometown. So I can't say I have a favorite because I'm a promoter. I shouldn't do that. But all I'll say is, if somebody is standing on the table and screaming like this, I won't be disappointed.
And the other thing I got to say is Marcio literally brings the whole town, like the family, every friend there is. I mean, they take up the first few rows. I mean, they're alive. Like they make it like crazy. The energy they bring is just off the chain. So Yordan's going to have his hands full that day for sure. And, it's going to be a great one. Can't wait to see that banger for sure. And Eton, just the comment on that. I've been slacking a lot, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I've been so busy. I'm starting a new company. I've been traveling all over the place and all, and I've been really slacking on following other podcasts and keeping up to date with everything going on in the arm wrestling world. And with the Arm Wrestling Buzz Show, what we like to do is try to keep everybody informed of what's gone on in the last week. And I kind of been blind with it. I've been slacking, and Matt's been holding it down and kind of keeping us up with the topics. And usually we got my boy Israel Chavez. He's not here tonight, but he's kind of been helping me out with the weekly topics and kind of just informing me. So I used to, bro, everything that would happen, I was always the first to know. I was tuned into everything and all. But just like I said, man, arm wrestling is a marathon, and sometimes I'm more in than others, and recently I haven't really been keeping up to date with everything. So I'm sorry that maybe some of these questions I'm asking might be repeating that were some other podcasts. It's just I haven't had the time, man. So I'll definitely in the next couple of weeks I'm going to work to get back on top of things and kind of just keep more informed in the community and all. So I'm sorry if I am repeating some of these questions and all. We got a super chat in from the Metal 365 for $5. The Metal be upon ye. So ready for the upcoming events. Hell yeah, Metal. Can't wait to see you there, bro. If you haven't got your ticket yet, go over to Eventbrite. Use the code Paul Italia, all capitals. Get yourself 10% discount. And I can't wait to see you there, brother. Gonna be a great time to hang out and all. Now I want to get on to Robbie's big match, man. This one's gonna be a big one for you, man. We're going against Veton. So let me hear what's your thoughts on this, man. What's training been looking like? Are you feeling confident in this win?
I feel I'm still training. I'm gonna try to peak a week out, and then rest best I can. For this match, I took it for one reason only, because I knew that I'd be the underdog. I knew everyone would say that I have no chance. And they're probably not wrong. I mean, the dude's accomplished so many things. Like, I just want some of it, before I'm done with this. That's how he's regarded as. But I truly want everybody to look me in my eyes and tell me that I have no shot, because that's what I thrive on. Like, if there's something there and I find it, I will die there trying to win it. That's just how I am. I know that the odds of me winning are slim, just because the way he pulls stylistically, it's bad for me. But I bring things to the table. It's a little bit different than Craig, and I've seen what Craig was capable of doing. I just hope that at the end of the day, me and him, whether I win or lose, I hope that we ain't hurt. We can shake hands afterwards, because I'm going to be, excuse my language, but one intense motherfucker when it comes to that match.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to see that, brother. Give us a percentage, man. What's your chance in winning this match in your eyes?
Yeah, it's probably low. I'm going to say 75-25 to him. I mean, the man's arm don't straighten out. Like, I have to bend his whole body basically to pin him. Like, what do you do with that?
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know if I have the power to do it, but if I do, I mean, it's going to get lit in there real quick.
Hell yeah. I got to ask you this, bro. Do you consider yourself at the peak of your career? Like, would you say you're the strongest now than ever?
Right now, when that match comes around, probably, because that's my best hope. I'm in good shape right now. I'm strong. I know I am. In terms of literal hook strength, probably not, because I'm not focused so much on that. I've been trying to make my game more evolved, because everybody knows me as a hook puller. Everybody knows that that's strong about me. I've had one glaring weakness in the fact that if you're a good top roller and you're fast, you can get out there, especially if I'm not paying attention in the setup. His style is going to fall right into that. I want him to start the straps. Just cut out all the bullshit. Let's just start there.
Wow. I don't hear too many people saying they want to get in the straps with
Fucking right, I
Veton.
do.
Hell yeah! Wow.
You can always ask. It's allowed.
Well, I mean,
okay.
what's the point? Because he's not going to want to hold on. Like, I know we're going to slip. Obviously, I'm going to try and grab his fingers and pin him, but that's just a waste of time. Like, we'll try it. But
Who's the referee that night?
So we are going to be having multiple referees. We're actually waiting on a confirmation on our last one. Judy will be returning. I believe Paulina is just checking her schedule, and then we're working on a third referee so that we can, one, have a 3-person rotation, and 2, the third person will be strictly reviewing the footage the entire time, because we wanted to make that a bit more efficient. This way, it's going to be kind of like the NBA, right? They're going to be literally under a hood watching. There's nobody, like, the athletes aren't going to see. Nobody's like, when we review something, it goes to the ref. They say yay or nay, and we continue the match.
I gotta say, man, I really love with Judy and Paulina as the refs. That was a great addition, man. They're like top level and so professional, and think it's a real good look for arm wrestling for sure, having them there. Robbie, is this the biggest challenge of your life in arm wrestling?
without a doubt, the things that's imposing about him, I've never pulled anybody like that. I mean, I've pulled a lot of really good pullers. I've been in some really big events. I feel like I've accomplished some really good things in this sport, but beating him, how many names could you name off under, say, 215, 220 pounds that's capable of beating him, capable of pinning that guy's arm?
What would this mean to you to get this win?
Right now, it'd probably feel like the pinnacle of my career. I couldn't even explain it. Like, beating Craig, when I beat Craig, I called my wife and I was like basically in tears. Like, that was everything to me. Like, that Craig's a monster. Craig is looked at as one of the best. When you beat him 5-6 years into the sport, like, you think you've achieved everything. And not saying that I don't believe that now. Still, beating Craig is an amazing feeling. Beating the guy that beat Craig the way he did, imagine that feeling.
Yeah, I was saying that behind the scenes before we went live. I didn't know who Veton was before that knuckles up, and I just assumed, yeah, Craig Tullier is going to destroy him, and I just remember when it just he got dominated. Craig got dominated, and my mouth was to the floor. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, who is this guy? This is crazy, But I also, Robbie, I got to say this, bro. I've been, an advocate of you, man. I've been kind of telling everybody, this dude is special, man, and not too many people know you worldwide and everything. And I think this is, I'm happy to see you get this spotlight on this big stage, man. I really believe you're somebody that deserves that spotlight and really haven't got that much, of a spotlight as of yet. And I always said that. I'm like, every time I seen this dude pull, it's just like, it's just an animal, man. Like, like even like your presence is just very intimidating and all that. So I'm really glad to see they get this opportunity. And if you could pull this off, man, wow, the sky's the limit, brother. So I'll be rooting for you that night, man. I hope you can do it, bro.
Appreciate it.
All right. Well, I wanted the last match that I want to bring up is Ryan Bowen versus Andrei Sharkovich. And I know we've talked about this before and everybody else, but Robbie, just real quick, man, what's your thoughts on this? Who do you think's the favorite in this match?
Flat out, I think Andre is. I think Andre is just going to be too big. I think Ryan's a really good arm wrestler. I think he's capable of a lot. But when you're on your way down, pulling a guy that's probably going to have 20, 25 pounds on you like that, that's in the best shape of his life, that is killing everybody that's put in front of him, I think it's a challenge that he's not there yet on.
Yeah, this one's going to be a real interesting one, man. Because anytime you ever doubt Ryan Bowen, he just shocks you. He pulls it out like somehow, and But I also know Andre. I got to train with him. He's over in Florida, and that dude is just he's different, man. And, you could just see from his physique. I mean, the dude looks like he could be on a bodybuilding stage. And he just, like, his trajectory lately in the last year has just been skyrocketing. And, I'm not even sure what level he is at this day, man. So I'm going to be real interested to see how this one goes and all. And I think that's going to be definitely a very exciting match. So, guys, if you haven't already, man, get over the pay-per-view, the Eventbrite, order your pay-per-view. This one is going to be a banger. What's the price on the pay-per-view for everybody, bro?
$15.99.
Hell yeah. And like I said, I'm going to be putting my code in the description. So you'll be able to get 10% off with that. And then if you want to make the trip, if you're anywhere on the East Coast, I mean, I'm flying across the country. I'm coming from California. I haven't missed one yet. And I'm not playing with you guys. I've been to so many events. I went to East versus West over in Turkey. This is a whole nother level. I'm saying as far as production, this is just, it's something to see. It's something that, as an arm wrestler, you would really be proud of the production that they put into this. When you see, 20 guys, running around and setting everything up. I mean, it's like in a, kind of like a concert hall, like, they're a little lower and you could kind of see what's going on. And when you see all the different cameras and all the different screens, you're just like, I've never seen anything like this at an arm wrestling event. Mind me, I wasn't around during WAL days. I'm assuming that they were pretty much on that same kind of level. But, I was just so proud. And each one that you guys do, it's like you add more and it just gets that much better and you just tweak something more. And I'm just like, holy shit. When I said the last one, I didn't think it'd get better. And then they go and they change it and you're just like, wow. And the other thing I like about you guys, the high five, is you guys really listen. You listen to the fans. You take the constructive criticism and you put it into effect, man. And it's just an amazing thing that what you guys are doing for the sport. And I mean, just to think that this is only your 4th event and you're already putting out the production that you are, it's just kind of mind-boggling. I've come from the promotions background. I threw hip-hop concerts in the biggest stage and all that. And, I'm just so proud and impressed. And I got coming with me, I got a couple of my homies that aren't arm wrestlers, and I kept telling them this is like the UFC of arm wrestling as far as production and all. So, I want to get this out there to all the non-arm wrestlers because I really think they really would like this. And the respect that you guys give these athletes, it's like our athletes never get that, man. They never get that red carpet treatment. And to see how you guys take care of them, and every single athlete that has competed in a Knuckles Up say the same thing. I've never heard one bad thing. And they always say, if you have an opportunity, jump on it. It's not like anywhere else. So, just keep doing what you guys are doing, man. I'm a complete supporter. IAP is always sponsoring you guys, man. I'm 100% with you. And, whatever I could do to make as much noise as I can, to get more eyes on it, I always will, man. So with that being said, man, I want to say thank you, everybody, for coming on. I want to say everybody in the chat, thanks again. We're back on the Arm Wrestling Buzz. It's going to be every Wednesday night on my channel, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to keep it consistent from here on out. And if you haven't already, please hit that like button. And also, if you're not subscribed, because I know now we're streaming on Facebook as well, and I might be getting a lot more eyes on this. Definitely get over to the YouTube channel, Paul Italia, click that subscribe button. And also for all these guys over here, we got the high five. If you're not subscribed to them, man, they're the ones behind the whole Knuckles Up. We'll, if you can, Drew, if you're in there, man, let's just share that link as well. Get over there and support these guys. They should have a couple 100,000 followers already, so let's help them out, get that. And also we got my man, from the Arm Wrestling Buzz crew, Matt Conley. He's got his big organization, AWE, which I'm representing as well over here. We'll be talking about in the next upcoming shows. We'll be talking about their big event they got coming up in October, and we'll get into some of their big matches. But Matt's definitely holding it down on the rest of the world and over there in Australia and all. So shout out to him, Robbie. Thank you for coming on. Jason Merlo, thank you for coming on, guys. Jason, you got a YouTube channel, correct?
I do.
You want to shout out your YouTube channel and any other platform?
Look up Jason the Fine Wine Merlo, and you'll find me on YouTube and Instagram.
Hell
and
yeah.
the more ideas you guys keep throwing at me, the more I'll start putting out there, which I have been. So keep it up.
Robbie,
Hair
what's up
hair
with
washing
you
video.
on YouTube, bro? Are we gonna ever see that happen? We're gonna see your YouTube channel going.
I've got one actually, but I don't post content to it. Usually somebody will tag me and it automatically goes there. I'm not much of a big social media guy. I've got to change that because that's why I don't get a whole lot of stuff because I don't chase social media like that. However, I don't know how I know so much about arm wrestling. I'm always on it. I just don't ever post anything.
Well, a little tip for you, brother. I know a lot of people would love to see what you do for training, my man. So, maybe even if you don't want to just get on and talk much or whatever, but if you want to just show everybody your training and all, I'm sure you'd get tons and tons of people that are really interested. Me personally, man, I would love to see your training program and all that, and just see some of the lifts you're doing to get as strong as you are. And any hook puller, man, you definitely got to be checking out Robbie Russell, man, because that dude's hook is no joke. And now he's telling us he's going to start adding more to the arsenal. Definitely would love to see that kind of content. All right, guys, let's see the gun show before we call it a night. Hell yeah, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. And that is the Arm Wrestling Buzz episode 65. Have a great night, everyone.
Peace.
Take care,
Thanks, bro.
guys.